That's CS.
Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. 63 degrees in Indiana, cloudy skies right now. We'll check the AccuWeather forecast a little later on. Right now it is time for our interview segment, and our segment is brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. And joining me in studio right now is Pastor Josiah Hill of the Seventh Day Adventist Church here in Indiana. Pastor Hill, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
I'm glad that you're with us today because you were talking with me about an event that's coming up very soon, this weekend, in fact, and it is called A Pale Horse Ride. It's an untold story, 2,000 years in the making. So maybe you can tell me a little bit about this program.
Sure, definitely. We're looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a 3-night series, beginning Friday evening, May 16th, and continuing through Sunday. But Pale Horse Rides is a mixture of prophecy and history. So I like to think of it as kind of there's a documentary-style presentation on a video presented by Pastor Sean Boonstra, and he's the director of Voice of Prophecy.
Okay.
So Voice of Prophecy is a Christian media organization. They started back in 1929. In fact, they were the first nationally broadcast Christian program.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is before even Bishop Sheen ever made it to the airwaves.
That's right.
Okay. So will Pastor Sean be there for this?
No, his portion is a video recording.
Okay.
He did put together this program and presentation doing live on-site filming in Ireland and different places in Europe and Italy, talking about some of the significant historical events and their connection with Bible prophecy that we're going to be going over this weekend.
And one of the headlines of this is the Christian church facing extinction. That's actually a scary thought when you think about it, because for many years, I mean, the Christian church has been the backbone of many a civilization.
Correct.
So there's fear, I guess, in the fact that is it just declining popularity? Is it just people not interested in church? What do you think? What does he think is the problem that is plaguing the church?
Well, there's certainly many different problems that we're facing, and he draws some very interesting insights going back several thousand years into the history of things that impacted the Christian church during the Dark Ages, and then kind of make some parallel connections to what's going on today.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So we'll see some of those things, compared.
Correct.
In the presentation. Now, after the video, is there going to be an opportunity for people to kind of continue the discussion?
There is. So it's basically a 30-minute video presentation, and then each night we have a small Bible study guide where we're going to go through together in kind of a facilitated discussion time. And so we'll take some of the historical information that he shares with us in that video presentation and then open up the Bible together and discuss the application of that and the fulfillment of some of the prophecies that we find in the books of Daniel and also Revelation.
That's actually one of my favorite books in there. It's got my favorite story in there, to tell you the truth, Daniel.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting to see how the history will parallel, and as much as I hate to say it, because it does remind everybody of the old cliche, how sometimes history will repeat itself.
That's true.
So for this first session, from the card that you gave me, it's going to focus on the Roman Empire, and it's called Rome is Burning. So
correct.
This is not the satirical joke of Nero fiddling while Rome burned. This is very serious discussion about how that empire kind of came down.
Correct. And it talks not just about how the empire came down, but also how it rose to power. And interestingly enough, he draws out some interesting stories about the barbarian tribes and their influence both on the rise of the Roman Empire, as there was a barbarian tribe that sacked the city of Rome several hundred years before Jesus. And then they rose to power and ruled for 800 years, one of the longest ruling empires in world history.
So not only will religious buffs get a kick out of this, history buffs too, it sounds like.
Exactly.
All right. So
yes.
This first session, what time is it going to start, and where's it going to be held?
Correct. So it's going to be held in our church at 1496 Indian Springs Road, just over, not too far from that intersection with 286.
Gotcha.
Just up the road there. And it's going to be Friday evening at 7 p.m.
Okay, and you said this is going to be 3 nights worth of it. So Saturday night, same time?
Exactly.
And
so
Sunday night, same time?
Exactly. Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 7 p.m. It's going to be in a classroom. So if you go to the back of the parking lot and enter the church from the back of the parking lot, it'll be in a classroom upstairs there.
And you said the study guides will be provided?
That is correct. So we have a couple of things we're going to be giving away. Each night we have a study guide that we're going to share with them, and that they can take home, make notes in, etc. But we also have a free book offer. It's titled A Pale Horse Rides, written by Sean Boonstra himself. And this is going to be a gift that we give to everyone who attends this weekend.
Excellent. And if anybody's worried about childcare, you got that covered too.
That's correct.
You okay there? All right.
Yep.
Okay, so childcare, age appropriate for kids 3 to 10, is going to be provided there. So how can people sign up?
Yes. So no need to sign up or pre-register. You're welcome to just show up, but you can find more information. If you'd like to pre-register, let us know you're coming. You can go to palehorse.com, and that has more information right there on the internet, as well as we also have a Facebook event on our Facebook page.
All right. Have a lot of people already expressed an interest in this?
Yes, we have. We've had a good amount of interest on Facebook. I believe last time I checked, our Facebook event said they had over 61 people interested.
So this is a very interesting program. It sounds like a popular program as well. How was Indiana Church, Seventh Day Adventist Church, able to get a hold of this?
So we've done programs with Voice of Prophecy similar to this on various different topics over the last several years, and so this is another one that Voice of Prophecy and Sean Boonstra has produced and put together, and we feel like it's a interesting program, provides value to our community and to Christianity and our society as a broader whole for the things that we're facing right now.
All right, so it's been a good partnership with Voice of
It
Prophecy
has.
then.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so again, we'll let everybody know that is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7 p.m. First session is this Friday. Do you need to attend all 3?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Certainly, if you want to get the full experience, and you know that each one builds on the one before. So if you're able to make all 3, that's great. But if you can't, come for what you're able to.
All right. And again, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 p.m., free admission, study guides and book provided, and child care will be available. And you can find out more about the program itself at palehorserides.com. Anything else you wanted to mention, Pastor, before we say goodbye?
Sure. One thing I wanted to mention, oftentimes when we talk about Bible prophecy, people think, something weird or something you're trying to make
something
scary, something about predictions in the future, and then they don't come to pass. But I want to share a verse that Jesus says in John chapter 14, verse 29. It says, "And now I've told you before it comes, so that when it comes to pass, you may believe." And I really believe that a lot of Bible prophecy has its greatest power when we look in history and we see how that has come to pass. It strengthens our faith in the Bible as a reliable source of truth.
So in this case, it's not meant to be something scary. It's not meant to be something that's down. It's something that's meant to uplift some people and to receive the Word of God in a different method.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. And it brings us hope in the future that Jesus has for us.
Well, hope is definitely something we need a lot of in this day and age, I think.
That is right.
All right. Pastor, thank you very much for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning. I hope you get great attendance for your event. And again, it's this weekend at the Indiana Seventh Day Adventist Church on Indian Springs Road. Pastor, thanks again.
Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate the opportunity to share.
All right. And that is our interview with Pastor Josiah Hill with the Seventh Day Adventist Church in Indiana concerning their program called A Pale Horse Rides. You can find them on Facebook, and again, palehorse.com for more information on the program itself. Our interview is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. It's 9:53. We have enough time to see about some of the money matters going on in the world today.
President Trump has signed an executive order he hopes will encourage pharmaceutical companies to lower drug prices for the American healthcare system. One expert says it's not that simple.
The pushback by pharmaceutical industry is, you want good research and development into drugs? Well, we need the profits to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to see new innovations in drugs.
Dr. Stephen Ullman says the president cannot force manufacturers to cut the list price they charge private insurers without an act of Congress. Microsoft cutting 3% of its workforce. The maker of Windows and Word said this week it will affect employees across all levels of the company. Microsoft had about 228,000 employees as of last June. Netflix breaking ground on its studio at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, more than a decade after the former military base closed.
In short, today's groundbreaking is a